Hi, I'm Leo Cortez, and this is my testimony.
My name is Matthew Guzman, and this is my testimony.
Hello, my name is Jacob Joseph Bermudez, and this is my testimony.
My name is Joseph Bolog, and this is my testimony.
Hi, I'm Joe D, and this is my testimony.
My name's Anthony Butanda, and this is my testimony.
My life was like in the home was I was lost and bound. I was drinking. I was basically running amok with my brother, and homeless. But I found Jesus Christ, and Jesus came into my life, and he's restoring me and my family, and he's been speaking to me, and I've been hearing God's voice, and I'm glad that God came into my life.
Before the home, I was out there lost and bound, stuck in a deep depression and a deep addiction of alcohol and meth. At a point, I just felt I lost all hope, and I began to feel that that's the way I was going to live the rest of my life, and that's the way I was going to end my life. Until one day, I stepped into the men's home, November 18th, 2018. God did something, a miracle within me.
My life was like just a wreck. I didn't know where I was at. I was lost. I was inbound to sin, and I was just a drug addict and a no good person.
Before the home, my life was in a wreck. I was deeply addicted to alcohol. I was deeply addicted to meth. And my home life, my kids would see that. They would see me drunk. My family lost hope in me. Everyone lost hope. Everyone closed their doors. Everyone didn't want to be around me, but one day, God made a way for me to come home in the Victory Outreach West Covina Men's Home on October 19th, 2019.
Destructive. In and out of my family's life, running around in the streets and just thinking I was having a good time without my family and participating in no good activities.
My life before the home was a mess. I was out there tagging the streets. I was homeless. I used to smoke a lot of meth, and I just was headed in no direction.
I need to change because I felt like, a tugging in my heart, like God was calling me, for a greater purpose, to reach out to people like me and to be there for them, to love them, to care for them, and to encourage them, to bring them closer to God, And I was just minding my own business, but I came to God, and God got closer to me, and then I opened my heart to Him, and I let Him in my life, and I thank God, He came into my life, and He's been speaking to me through His Word, and He's been speaking to me through my prayers, and I thank God for Him to speak to me.
My life was just going downhill, and I ended up hitting rock bottom. Nobody didn't want to deal with me. I was losing all my relationships. I seen my life going nowhere, and at that point, I found that I needed change in myself.
I needed to change when I experienced the overdoses in my life, and the last time was the last time that I was tired of just overdosing on this stuff, and it was just a change in my life that I needed to make.
I knew I needed change when I woke up in the hospital bed. The doctors were telling me that I was going to be on dialysis the rest of my life. I knew the day I needed change when my family was falling apart. I knew I needed change when my kids wouldn't even look up to me anymore.
I got caught up at my sister's house to sign some divorce papers for my wife, and they decided to convince me to come to a men's homes for a better way of life. And I told them that I didn't need that until my sisters told me that they were no longer my sisters, that they had a new sister over the brother, which was my wife.
When I knew I needed change was when I knew everything that I had was taken away. My son wasn't in my life. I lost my place, I lost my job, and everything was headed downhill.
The first time that I went to the Victory Home was I came into January 1st of Victory Outreach West Covina. That's when I started. I was homeless, and I started thinking like, what am I doing? Well, who am I? But I guess God brought me to the home. It was God through working through my mom. It was my mom that brought me to the home, and she said I can't be leaving homeless in her car no more. So I went to the home, and now that God brought me to the West Covina home, I'm glad, and I love this home. This home is a beautiful home, and I'm glad, and I thank God that He changed me and brought me to this home.
Who brought me to the Victory home? It was God, but I believe God used my girlfriend to bring me into the home. At that time, we were attending the Mother Church in Chino, and I was also attending Pastor Ezra's life group, the River Life.
My dad's name is Robert Bermudez. That's my dad. I called him and asked him I needed help, and he brought me to the Victory Outreach Men's Home.
One day I woke up and I was on Facebook and I found out one of my old friends had passed away. So I called my kid's mom because he was a mutual friend. And as she was going to drop flowers off to where he died at, there she met the Victory Outreach West Covina Men's Home. And she got their number, and from then it was history.
Who brought me to the Victory Home was my wife and sister.
Who brought me to the Victory Home was my father, rest in peace, who I lost in the Victory Homes. I thank God for using my brother who planted a seed, and I thank God for having my father bring me to the home who got to see me saved.
He was speaking to me to get into the gang, into the Got to Know It Now generation. That's when I was part of the youth. And the youth, man, it's powerful. It's powerful. And I feel like God is calling me to be a gang leader, and be there for the youth, and to encourage them, bring them to God, closer to God. And I feel like God's calling me to be a youth pastor.
As I stepped into the home, I witnessed a miracle take place within my life. God restored me. He delivered me from alcohol and meth. He delivered me from depression, and He just brought me out of that misery that I was stuck in.
God has been faithful. I've experienced His miracle working power. He's delivered me. He set me free. He broke the chains. And I'm just grateful that God has did a work in my life.
God has restored my mind. God is restoring my family. God is restoring all the brokenness that I caused. He's allowing my family to see the change, and I know one day I'm going to see my family in this church. I'm going to see people that I used to grow up with in this church.
Oh, He has structured my growth in believing in Him, and restoring my relationship with my family, and just knowing how to function out there in the world as a better person with discipline and dignity.
God has done an amazing work in my life. I stand here today as a director. He's building my foundation. He's restoring my life and my dignity, and He's giving me a purpose and a hope and a plan.
I see myself going to UTC, being the gang leader that God has called me to be, and that youth pastor, and basically like echo what Pastor Ezra is doing for the gang. And I'm here to echo that for Pastor Ezra, but for God too, because this ministry has gone through from glory to glory, faith to faith, and I feel like God has taken me to that position, be that youth leader, the gang leader, and I just want God, to bless me on that, and I feel like God is blessing me on it, and I thank God that He's going to take me to UTC, and then be the youth pastor and youth leader that He's called me to be.
What I see in my future, I see my daughters in my life, being raised in the church. Also, just being a strong pillar, being a faithful man next to my pastor, and just winning souls for Jesus.
I see a great future in my life. I see that I will get married one day. I see that God has built a foundation in my life, and I see myself always just prospering and always going for God.
You know, in the future, I see, you know, myself continuing to do what God has called me to do, you know, and just being that good example to my family, to my children, and just living you know, just going all in for God.
I see me helping out in the church and just growing in the church and helping out other men that've been in the situation that I've been in.
For the future, I see a family. I see little Anthony running around in this church, and I also see myself taking the city of West Covina with my pastor.
My name is Leo Cortez.
My name is Matthew Guzman.
My name is Jacob Joseph Bermudez.
My name is Joseph Bolog.
My name is Joe De La Torre.
My name is Anthony Butanda,
And I'm a Victory Home graduate.